Ever feel like, you're on top of the world 1 minute
Mm-hmm.
and then bam, facing a total meltdown the next?
Yeah.
That's kind of the roller coaster we're strapping into today
Yeah.
as we dive deep, deep, deep into the life and times
Wow.
of King Ahab.
It's a fascinating one. I mean, Ahab's reign,
Oh, yeah.
as we find it in 1 Kings chapters 19 through 22,
Right.
it's not just, names and dates.
Right.
It's this whole story, right, about power,
Mm-hmm.
like what it does to you, the struggles we all have,
Yeah.
and how the choices we make kind of echo through everything.
So to really, I guess, unpack all that, we
Yeah.
got to rewind a bit, set the stage.
Okay.
We're picking up with Ahab right after that epic showdown with Elijah and
Right.
all those prophets of Baal.
Oh, I remember this one.
Remember, fire from the sky, total victory, like God's power on full display.
You'd think that'd be a turning point.
Right. You'd think Ahab would be like riding that wave of divine intervention.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Not quite, is it?
Not quite. See, Ahab's stuck. He's got this pull, right?
Yeah.
Between, on the one hand, the God of Israel, right? What he's supposed to follow.
Right.
But then there's this allure of Baal worship, the idols, the rituals.
And we can't forget
Oh, yeah. And the queen.
the Queen Jezebel.
A major influence, let's say.
Major's an understatement, probably.
Right. This is a woman who, let's just say, knew what she wanted.
Mhm.
And what she wanted was not always in line with, following the one true God.
And that kind of internal conflict, that push and pull between faith and, well, temptation. I mean,
It's timeless, isn't it? It really is.
we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, what do I do with this?
Big time. And speaking of inner turmoil,
Oh, boy.
let's talk about Elijah for a sec.
Okay. Yeah.
Talk about a mood swing.
Right.
1 minute, he's calling down fire from heaven like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Next minute, he's running for his life.
Well, can you blame him?
I mean, Jezebel, she
doesn't mess around.
not known for her, like, gentle touch.
Not exactly.
When she makes a threat, you listen.
And she makes quite the threat.
She does.
1 Kings 19 lays it out, and it is chilling.
Oh, yeah.
She basically tells Elijah, I'm going to make your life like one of them. Meaning the prophets, the ones he just defeated. Not a good way to go.
No, not at all.
It's raw, it's visceral, and it gets to this core human thing.
Okay, I'm listening.
How we react to threats, whether they're real or just in our heads.
Right, we all handle it differently.
Exactly.
So how's Elijah handle it?
He runs.
He runs.
Yeah.
This is the guy who stood up to, what, hundreds of false prophets?
Hundreds, yeah.
Saw God's power firsthand?
Right there with him.
And he's terrified.
See, that's the thing. Right.
What is it then if it's not just, like, physical safety?
It's deeper than that.
Okay, so what's going on?
This is where the story, it goes beyond the ancient world,
Yeah.
It gets to something we can all relate to. Elijah's fear, it's not just Jezebel. It's burnout.
Burnout.
That deep exhaustion. When you pour your heart into something, everything you've got,
Right.
and you just hit empty.
Yeah.
You have nothing left.
We've all been there.
We-
Pushing yourself to the limit, whether it's work, relationships, whatever, and then that wall.
Exactly. You hit that wall. And for Elijah, that exhaustion,
Yeah.
it leads to this despair.
He even thinks about,
It's in the text.
it's an off.
It's a heavy moment,
No,
but it's real.
it is.
It reminds us that even the most faithful people who seem so connected to God,
Mm-hmm.
they have doubts, they have fear, they get exhausted just like us.
It's very humanizing.
Right. It means it's okay to not have it all figured out, to stumble, even fall apart sometimes.
But it's in that broken place, that vulnerable place. That's when something amazing happens.
Tell me more.
Elijah, he has this encounter with God right there on Mount Horeb.
Okay, so we're talking, what, Burning Bush 2.0?
You'd think, right? With all that's led up to this point,
Yeah, you'd expect fireworks.
earth-shattering display of power, maybe.
Right, make a statement, but.
That's not what happens.
Oh.
Instead of all that, the fire, the earthquake, the big production, God speaks to Elijah in a still, small voice.
Wow.
Just a whisper. Really?
In the midst of all that turmoil.
Amidst all of it.
That's powerful.
Isn't it? And it's easy to miss, I think.
In what way?
We're so busy looking for the big stuff, the huge signs, the obvious answers.
We want the neon lights pointing the way.
Exactly. We forget to listen for that quiet guidance that's maybe probably right there beside us all along.
And think about it, when we're the most overwhelmed, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
Burnt out, can't hear ourselves, think over all the noise and fear.
Been there.
Isn't it often that small voice, that little nudge that brings us back?
It's true.
Back to that place of, okay, I can breathe again. I can think again.
Totally. Sometimes the biggest revelations, they don't come with a bang. They come in the quiet moments.
The stillness.
The stillness. But enough about quiet reflection for now, okay?
Oh, why's that?
Because things are about to get action-packed. Ahab's story, it doesn't end in the quiet solitude of a mountaintop, unfortunately.
Right.
He's still got a kingdom to run.
That he does.
And that, my friend, comes with a whole other set of challenges. Victories, too, don't get me wrong.
Okay, so there's hope.
There's always hope.
Yeah.
But there are also consequences. And in Ahab's case, some pretty devastating ones. We'll get to that.
It's that whole leadership thing,
What do you mean?
It's not all, finding yourself on a mountaintop.
Right.
Sometimes it's about facing down an enemy, making the tough calls when it really counts.
The heat of the moment.
And Ahab, boy, he had his share of battles, that's for sure. 1 Kings 20.
Oh, yeah. Things get pretty intense. We're talking 2 wars.
Back to back.
Back to back. Against Ben-Hadad.
King of Aram. Not someone you want to mess with.
This Ben-Hadad guy, he was not messing around.
Nope. Showed up with a huge army.
Huge.
Massive. Talking trash the whole way like,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn Samaria into a parking lot,
Samaria. That's
Ahab's capital, his home turf.
bold move, Ben-Hadad.
Right. Talk about an ego.
It's a classic power struggle then, huh?
Textbook. Ben-Hadad, he's got all the confidence in the world.
Of course.
Totally underestimates Ahab, though. And the Israelites, what they're capable of.
But how does Ahab handle this? I mean, we've seen him crumble a little.
Right. With Jezebel and all.
Exactly. So does he back down?
Nope. Not this time.
Really.
Stands his ground. Even though, let's be honest, it's like, dude, you're outnumbered, outgunned.
What happened?
Wins.
No way.
Both times.
No way.
I'm telling you. First battle, Ahab gets all strategic.
Okay.
Sends out this small group, young soldiers barely old enough to shave.
Gutsy.
And they rout Ben-Hadad's forces.
Get out!
Total chaos. Then, second battle, Ahab knows, okay, Ben-Hadad, this guy, he's predictable. Arrogant, remember. So Ahab uses that. Launches a surprise attack.
Ooh, sneaky.
Sends the Arameans running for the hills.
Okay, so not bad, Ahab.
Right. 2 for 2. Showing he's not just some, wishy-washy king.
He's got some fight in him.
Strategic mind on this one. Can defend his people.
Always a but.
Victory. It doesn't always equal wisdom.
True words. So what happens? Ben-Hadad, he's got to be, humiliated?
Oh, totally. Hauled in front of Ahab, probably expecting the worst.
Yeah, I mean, this is the ancient world. It's not known for its, gentle treatment of prisoners.
Exactly. But Ahab, he pulls a total 180.
What do you mean?
Doesn't kill him. Makes a treaty.
He lets Ben-Hadad just walk away.
Peace agreement, alliance, the whole 9 yards.
I mean, on the one hand, merciful, right?
Could be strategic too. Enemy of my enemy. That sort of thinking.
Makes sense. But I'm sensing a but coming.
Well, yeah. A prophet shows up right on cue.
Figures.
And he's not there to throw Ahab a party.
Yeah.
He's basically like, dude, bad move.
Strong words for a prophet.
It's got to be clear, right? Tells Ahab point blank, this is going to come back to bite you. Sparing Ben-Hadad. Big mistake. Huge.
And is he right?
Oh, yeah. Ahab, he's caught up in the win,
That post-victory glow.
Exactly. Doesn't see the bigger picture.
And this right here, I feel like we've all been there.
Oh, tell me about it. It's that classic, feels good now, but...
Later. Ouch!
Ahab's choice, yeah, we get it. He's relieved. He wants the peace to hold, but he sets off this whole chain reaction. Unintended consequences.
You think, right? About power.
What about it?
Does it always corrupt, or can you, have power and still be a good dude?
That is the question, isn't it? Humanity's been wrestling with that one for, well...
Ever.
No easy answers.
Nope. But as we go deeper into Ahab's story, we'll see how this whole power thing, desire, consequences, it all collides. And trust me, it's going to get messy.
So we've got Ahab, right, fresh off a victory, feeling good.
On top of the world. But he's got that warning, remember?
Oh, yeah, the prophet's not exactly thrilled with his peace treaty.
And you know what they say about pride?
Goes before.
The fall. And, well, that's where we're at 1 Kings 21.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Naboth's vineyard. This story, it's like a train wreck, You can't look away.
It's intense. And it shows how, even when you've got power, wealth, you name it.
It doesn't protect you from yourself.
Not at all. Especially when your desires, they get out of control.
So set the scene for us. What's going on?
Okay, so we've got this piece of land, right? Beautiful vineyard.
Yeah.
Prime real estate.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Right next to Ahab's palace. the catch.
There's always a catch.
It belongs to Naboth.
Yeah.
Just a regular guy, not royalty or anything.
Yeah.
Ahab wants it badly.
Makes sense. So he offers to buy it.
Oh, he offers. Generous offer, too, from what we read. But Naboth, he refuses. Says no way, no how.
Why?
It's his family's land. It's got history, maybe sentimental value.
So what's Ahab do?
Well, let's just say he doesn't handle it well. Becomes obsessed.
Obsessed.
The text literally says he's sullen and furious. Won't even eat, like a kid who didn't get his candy.
Wow. And that's where I'm assuming Jezebel comes in?
Right on cue. Ever the picture of restraint and reason?
That's one way to put it.
She sees her hubby all mopey and decides to take care of things. Her way.
Uh-oh. What does that look like?
Well, it's not pretty. Jezebel, she hatches this plan, uses Ahab's seal, forges some documents.
Forgeries. Okay, getting serious.
They accuse Naboth of blasphemy. Big no-no, right?
Right.
Punishable by death.
So Naboth.
Stoned to death.
All because Ahab wanted his vineyard.
It's rough. Really shows how power can warp people. You get a little taste, and suddenly you think you're above it all.
The rules don't apply.
Exactly. And it makes you think, right, about the systems we have even today. What seems official, legal.
Might not always be just.
Exactly. But, okay, there's a twist coming.
Oh.
Ahab, he actually feels bad about it.
It does.
Elijah shows up, right? Lays down the law.
Yeah.
Tells Ahab exactly what he's done wrong. No sugarcoating. Ahab, to his credit, he owns it. Doesn't make excuses.
Yeah.
Tears his clothes, puts on sackcloth, fasts. The whole repentance package.
Wow. Okay, so he messed up big time.
Understatement.
But he feels remorse. Does that change anything?
That's the question, isn't it? Can you really make up for something like that?
I mean, Naboth's still gone.
Exactly. It makes us think about justice, forgiveness, the whole deal.
No easy answers.
None at all. But Ahab's story, it doesn't end with Naboth's vineyard. He's got more choices to make, more battles to fight. And, well, those have consequences too.
It seems like there's a theme here.
What's that?
That our choices have echoes. That what we do matters. That even when we try to outrun them, the consequences, they catch up to us.
And that's something we can all relate to, whether we're a king facing down an army or just trying to navigate this crazy thing called life. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Charlie and Mia's podcast. We're embarking on an exciting journey to read through the entire Bible in just 1 year. Every day, we dive into Scripture, exploring its meanings and how it applies to our lives today. We invite you to join us on this incredible adventure of learning and discovery. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.